It's the middle of August. School is about to be back in session, and that means the lights on Friday nights will soon be burning bright. The 2015 version of Heber Springs Panther football just finished fall camp, and classes start next week. I sat down with Panther head coach Darren Gowen, and he talked about fall camp and getting ready for the upcoming season.
Yeah, we've had a really good camp. You know, the seniors have come out, and fortunately our seniors have played quite a bit in their last 2 years, and so they kind of know what it's about and been pleasantly surprised with some leaders that haven't quite been vocal before, but now it's their time and they've stepped up. You know, Hunter Chandler's been one of them, and James Ketchum, and of course Eddie Torres is always somebody that's vocal and out there and energetic. And you know, but because of our seniors, we've had a really good camp. You know, they've done a really good job, and you know, today was our last day of practice, and they went after it, and they've made it through camp, and now we're getting to school starting, and now it's going to be a little more, you know, typical game week type stuff. So we had very good success last year, and we have a lot of returners that were a big part of that success. You know, you're talking about sophomores that'll be juniors. Pierce Mitchum was a 1,200-yard receiver, 16 touchdowns, and he only caught 36 passes. I mean, that's just unheard of. And he's put on some weight, especially in the upper body this year, and so we're gonna hopefully double or triple those touches this year, because he is something special when he touches the ball. And another junior that's gonna is Luke McGowan, and he's a special defensive lineman. He's strong, he's very athletic. I mean, he's one of the best athletes we have, and he's 270 pounds and can bench press a house. He's just one of those kind of guys. And then you come to your seniors that we have, counting Luke, we have 4 guys on the offensive line that have quite a bit of experience. They didn't all start every game, but they played a lot, and that's huge. And most of those guys that played on the offensive line have played on the defensive line, so we're going to have a little bit of experience there. We have Eddie Torres on both linebacker and backfield. He's coming back. And then you got the guy that makes us go offensively is Hunter Chandler. He passed for over 2,000 yards and rushed for almost 1,000, and that's on the offensive side. And you go to the defensive side, I guess our biggest strength is our linebackers. I think all 4 of our linebackers, between Sterling and James Ketchum and Steele and Eddie, are all back. And so that's a great experience to have. They're leaders. They know how to line up. We've got some defensive linemen that, Spencer Green, Billy Bodron, offensive line, defensive line, that have experience. Dylan Platt is come on offensively and defensively. Those guys, a lot of experience, and just, they've come so far between their sophomore year. But fortunately, one of the things that we do have depth at is skill people. And so we have lots of guys that are playing in corner. We have a good battle every day in practice for corners. We got 5 that can play. And so when one of them messes up, you put the next one in, and there is nothing like competition to make somebody better. And then you got some safeties. One that I guess you'd call him a newcomer because he missed most of last year because of injury is Nate Dew. And he has come a long way, and he'll come down and he'll make plays, and he's gotten a ton better in coverage because we did a lot of 7-on-7 this summer. That's been really helping him. Bryce Smith is going to be our free. He's a smart kid, gets us lined up. His body has changed greatly from when he was a sophomore to now as a junior. He's gotten thicker and stronger, and he runs a little better. Guys, a returner that's going to play a bigger role is Caleb Landclose. He is about 195 pounds, and he runs about a 4.6, and he seems to be even faster when he has the ball. He's a truck. He's hard to tackle. He runs downhill. So, we have a lot of experience back, and I'm really excited about what this season holds.
And you've got a good core group of young kids, sophomores, that are going to contribute this year as well.
Andrew Ingles, the first one offensively, is really going to help us. He is special when he's got the ball in his hands. He loves football. I mean, that's one of the things. I mean, he talks about it all the time. And when he's got the ball in his hands, he is electric. And we saw him a little bit last year as a 9th grader when he came up. He had a kickoff return where he had a pretty good kickoff return. We put him in and ran a few plays, and I remember he ran counter and, got 9 or 10 yards as a, little freshman out there running the ball. So he's going to really help us. And we put him at a slot receiver, and he's he's still got to work on just, the fundamentals of a wide receiver. But like I said, when the ball gets in his hands, he's pretty special. Jacob Bremen is another one that's probably going to start for us on the offense. He'd be our outside receiver opposite Pierce. He is not a blazer, but he's a great route runner. He understands the game of football, and that's something that at that age is kind of unique. But he just understands how to play the game, and he works to get open, and he's got incredible hands. He'll give us depth in the secondary because he just understands where to be, and that's good. Another one that he's a great kid, Brandon Lathan. And, he's on offense. He's going to be our backup quarterback. Hopefully he doesn't get to play a lot, because we got a really good one in front of him. But he's gaining experience, and he's gotten a ton better this summer. And he's also going to help us on defense. That he goes out there and he knows two spots. He knows our strong safety, and he knows outside linebacker. So he can give us some depth at both of those spots. And he will be – I don't know that he'll come off the field on special teams because he's a heady ball player. He's not afraid of contact, and and he gets to where he needs to be.
What are the challenges of getting ready for a season, waiting for that first game?
Well, the biggest challenge is we've had a long summer. Now we've done some things, and we participated more 7-on-7 team camps than we've ever have this summer because it is a grind, and we talk about that grind all the time. And when you can go, and those kids love to compete. And when you go, and we've had success in some 7-on-7 tournaments. We had one here, and we beat Valonia in the finals here to win our 7-on-7 tournament. We went to Fountain Lake, and we beat Lake Hamilton. We beat Benton, and then got beat in the finals by Fountain Lake. And and that's just a time to compete. It's just wide receivers and DBs. Linemen don't get to be part of it, but it's something that you can do to help get ready for that summer because it's a hard work. We out here and we lift for an hour, and we go outside on the field for an hour, and we have a conditioning test where they run 60 sprints, and it's a tough thing that they do. And the biggest thing once you get past that conditioning test until you play that first game it is hard to see the first game. You got 4 weeks away, and you're just thinking, oh, it's never going to get here. But as these seniors know, you blink, and I'm midway through my senior season, and you don't want to wish away anything. And so they have really embraced August camp, and I think because of how they've carried themselves and how they've acted, these juniors and sophomores kind of understand how it goes. And I will tell you, this team is one of those that is really close. They have fun together. There's been 2 or 3 times when they've invited me to go eat with them, and I walked in 15 or 20 of them sitting there eating. When you can be close together as a team, and then that locker room, they love to have fun in that locker room. It's kind of, I have to kick them out sometimes because they want to be together, and that's stuff that can help you get through that August camp because it's not just about the practice, because there's not many people that love to go practice when it's 100 degrees outside, but it's the experience. It's the getting here 30 minutes early and hanging out with your friends and then staying afterwards and listening to music, and they literally love being around each other, and I think that's going to help us throughout the season.
But you want our fans to know about the August 24th benefit game and a chance to come out and see the Panthers before the season begins on September 4th.
Yeah, in the past we've gone, we've had a couple of benefit games. We'd play a couple of teams, and you'd play a half and sit out a half. But, this year we're going to play Rosebud, and we're going to play a full game. And it'll be good for us because it'll be back-to-back full game, kind of see where we are conditioning-wise, and we'll have another, 8 or 9 days to get ready if we need to do some things to get going. And it'll be the 24th at 6 o'clock, and love to have everybody come out and just see what this year's Panthers are going to bring to the table. I think it's going to be a fun year to watch. We should be really explosive on offense, and before long it's going to be there, and then we'll get in the game week and we'll get our routine down, and it'll be conference before we know it, and it'll be exciting, and you'll get to see what we look like for this year.
In Heber Springs with the Panthers, I'm Billy Morgan.